Maybe? Hey guys, HMK here once again, and this is a question that's been popping out. Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? Got it good. Alright. That is Zelda in Breath of the Wild. Is she preggo? Is she preggers? Is she pregnant? This is a legitimate question. It's not confirmed or denied. It's funny that we have to ask ourselves that, but I'll get to that in a second. But first and foremost, guys, we are less than 1,500 subscribers away from 100K. If we hit that goal before March, I'm giving away a Switch. Also, be sure to check out my existing Breath of the Wild giveaway. Everything you need to know in the description box below. So, back to the video. Yes, is Zelda pregnant? I mean, maybe? Because where this question really came out from is that the new art that was shown off from Game Informer, which shows Link and Zelda both holding the Master Sword on Zelda's end. Her stomach area seems a little bit more expanded than what we're used to, especially when we see her in her blue suit. While she's in her robe or her dress or her gown or whatever, it seems a little bit more rounded. And at first I would give the argument and like I would say, oh, maybe it's because it's billowing, because I mean a dress like that will be loose and you know wind can get under it or whatever. But at the same time, when I showed this to my girlfriend, she's like, well, she does have that little like, you know, band under her chest area that like I would say ties the like or holds the dress in place or whatever, because it doesn't have any straps and it's like, you know, or anything, so like that's where it'll be held in place. If not, it'll fall off, right? So with that in play, it shouldn't, like, the dress shouldn't like curve or expand like that under her chest area if there wasn't something under it, right? And a lot of people's like, yo, is she pregnant? And as you saw in the beginning of the video, I searched up like, because of pregnancy, I'm like, woo! I checked up what, like, you know, the stages of pregnancy in the first, second, and third trimester. The stages, like certain stages from the first and second trimester kind of do resemblance Zelda's case. So wow, is she pregnant? That's such a good question. And you know, just playing off that question, going into it, like the theory area right now, like Link and Zelda, and I have a video on this coming out soon, Link and Zelda seem to be extremely close in this Zelda game, in Breath of the Wild. You know, along the lines of Skyward Sword or whatever, but I mean, at the least, I believe that Link is indeed Zelda's guardian, or like her personal bodyguard, right? And, you know, from what we saw with Link and Zelda and the relationship and what's, you know, hinted and people shipping them, and then, you know, one thing leads to another when you're so close together and in adulthood and bodyguards and princesses and fall for each other and stories have been told from the beginning of time. So one thing could have led to another, and Zelda could have been impregnated by our boy Link. Wow. And you know, Nintendo and Aji Onoma did say, one, forget everything you know about Zelda games. Two, there will be a lot of emotions in this game, and this can go back to the fact that we saw when Zelda was crying to Link and stuff. You know, maybe that's why she's so emotional in that scene. Not because she's pregnant, or when it comes to hormones, that's a whole other kind of worms that I ain't gonna open. I say that she's pregnant because, no, she's pregnant. She's emotional because of the fact that she is pregnant, and that situation they were in was like very dangerous. You know, oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? You know, think of the baby. Or that could have been the time it's like, yeah, I'm pregnant, we gotta get out of here, or some shit. And then, you know, Link laying down her life, Link laying down his life to protect Zelda, as one, his job, and two, as his lover, possibly. And, you know, that could make the story of Breath of the Wild that much sadder. And that, you know, he laid down the life and it's like, oh wow, now Zelda has to, you know, deliver a kid, and Link is dead, and he's not gonna wake up until like 100 years later. And maybe that's why she gets so emotional, because, you know, like, I'm really not driving home the fact that I'm saying she's emotional because of hormones, or and because I'm driving home like she's emotional because of all the shit that's happening. That's what I'm trying to say. And that could have just been like spilled over by the fact that she's pregnant, and then she has to add one more variable to the entire shit show that's happening to them in that point in time. So, I mean, from looking at her, it's not something that wouldn't cross my mind. You know what I mean? I would look at her, I'm like, does she look pregnant to you? I'm not gonna be like, yeah, yo, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Zelda confirmed pregnant by Link, our boy, the next in line. And you know, that does harken back to the theory of like, you know, time skips 100 years. This is just me, you know, spitting shit right now. Like, you know, time skips 100 years. At the end of the trailer, we had an unknown voice says, "You must save her, my daughter." And then everyone's like, oh, that must be the king talking about Zelda. What if it's an aged Link talking about his daughter? An aged Link talking to, like, a Link from the future talking to the Link that we're playing as in Breath of the Wild. That's possible. You know, they said, oh, Link is not going to talk in that game. But I mean, this is technically, you know, a different Link to how, you know, like, kind of like how Twilight Princess Link was the hero shade. No, Twilight Princess Link talked to Ocarina of Time Link, who is the hero shade. And, you know, they conversed in that way, you know, or he conversed to him. But the fact that something like this could be possibly out there is just all over the place. You know, at the end of the day, what this says is that it's a possibility, but I do believe that Zelda and Link are going to have a very, I wouldn't say intimate relationship, but a stronger and deeper relationship than any other Link Zelda pairing that we've seen before. And that's saying something after what we saw in Skyward Sword. So, that being said, one thing could have led to another. We'll have to wait and see. But at the end of this video, I want to know what you guys think, because this is literally a question that I want to pose to you guys. After everything you saw, and after everything I said, and after everything you think, do you believe that it's possible that Zelda might be pregnant in Breath of the Wild? I know to some, if not a lot of you, thinks it's a long shot. It's like, oh, Nintendo will never do that. You know, Link and Zelda, even though they're this and that, they'll never get together like that. Oh, like, you know, that's way too deep for Nintendo to have when it comes to story and all this other stuff. But, I mean, we do have to challenge the preconceived notions of Zelda. And at the end of the day, we gotta challenge everything we think about anything. You know? That's the mind of a theorist. But, boy, if anything like this turns out to be true, Breath of the Wild Game of the Year. Holy shit. So, leave all your thoughts, comments, questions, everything in the description box. I said the description box, but I meant the comment section below. What I meant to say for the description box is that everything you need to know about the Breath of the Wild giveaway and the fact that we are less than 1,500 subs away from 100k and the Nintendo Switch giveaway, everything you need to know, description box below, so check that out. Until the next Zelda video, guys, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.